Volkswagen just redesigned their best-selling family SUV from the ground up. New platform, more power, a massive screen, and features that most rivals charge extra for, now standard across the lineup. But before you get excited, there's a catch you need to know before this thing even hits dealerships. The 2027 Volkswagen Atlas is the most important vehicle Volkswagen has launched in America in years. Not because it's flashy, because it works. And after nearly a decade of the first generation, staying competitive through 2 refreshes, VW finally rebuilt it completely. The question is whether this second generation is actually worth your money, or whether you should wait for something better. Let's find out. Start under the hood, because this is where things get interesting. Volkswagen's new Evo 5 generation. It's 4.0-liter, turbocharged 4-cylinder now. Puts out 282 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. That is a bump of 13 horsepower over the outgoing model, and it officially makes this the most powerful Atlas ever built, and including the old VR6 version. To put that in perspective for your daily life, you are getting more power here than what Toyota puts in the Grand Highlander and more than Kia offers in the Telluride. For a family SUV that you are loading up with kids, gear, and groceries on a highway on-ramp, that extra muscle is not meaningless. Towing stays at 5,000 pounds, which covers boats, trailers, and small campers without breaking a sweat. Fuel economy figures are not finalized, but VW is promising improvement over the current 19 city and 25 highway rating. Even a 2 to 3 mpg gain adds real money back in your pocket over a few years of ownership. The transmission is a proven 8-speed automatic, and you still choose between front-wheel drive and Volkswagen's 4Motion all-wheel drive. If you live somewhere that sees actual winter weather, the all-wheel drive choice is not optional. It is the smart call. Now here is where things get complicated. Volkswagen has confirmed a hybrid version of the Atlas is coming, but not until the mid-cycle refresh. That is realistically 3 to 4 years away. If fuel savings and lower long-term running costs are your priority, you need to decide right now whether you can wait that long or whether this gas engine is enough for your situation. On the outside, Volkswagen moved this to their latest MQB Evo platform, and they stretched the overall length by about 2 inches. The wheelbase now sits at 117.3 inches, which puts the Atlas longer than the Grand Highlander in terms of overall footprint. What that means for you is real room, not the kind manufacturers brag about in press releases, but the kind you actually feel when you load up 3 rows of people for a road trip. The design takes clear inspiration from the new Tiguan, which is a compliment. It looks more sophisticated, more intentional, and more premium than the truck-like silhouette of the outgoing model. Sacramento green is new, and it shifts between deep green, blue, and gray depending on the light. Blackberry and sandstone round out the more distinctive color options, if you want something that stands out in a parking lot full of silver crossovers. One design decision that deserves real credit. Volkswagen kept traditional door handles instead of the pop-out retractable ones used on the Chinese market version. That is not a small thing when you have children running toward the car. Reliability and simplicity in a family vehicle is underrated, and VW made the right call. The R-Line trim adds gloss black and a more aggressive front fascia, 21-inch directional wheels, and a rear diffuser that gives the back end actual presence. Standard parking sensors across all trims is another win. That is a feature most brands still charge extra for at lower price points. Step inside, and this is where the Atlas separates itself from the competition more than anywhere else. Volkswagen essentially gave this the full Tiguan interior treatment and then scaled it up. Real American walnut wood trim is standard on every single trim level, not just the top 2. Leatherette seating across the entire lineup, with Napa leather reserved for upper trims. Heated and ventilated front seats are standard equipment, which means you are not paying extra to stay cool in July or warm in January. That feature alone puts VW ahead of practically every mainstream competitor in this segment. The infotainment situation is genuinely impressive. Base trim gets a 12.9-inch screen. Every other trim steps up to a 15-inch display with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. That is one of the largest screens you will find in a mainstream family SUV, and more importantly, it is fast and responsive, not the laggy, frustrating experience some competitors are still delivering at this price point. Physical volume knob, physical vent controls, and real steering wheel buttons round out an interior that treats usability like a feature rather than an afterthought. 7 USB-C charging ports total, 2 wireless charging pads up front, a magnetic phone holder that keeps your device in place and prevents overheating. These are the things you only appreciate after 6 months of ownership. The front seats on the top trim are 12-way power, adjustable with 3-person memory, heat, ventilation, and 4-way massage that reportedly rivals what you find on luxury brands at twice the price. A 30-color ambient lighting system, panoramic sunroof standard on the 2 upper trims, and a 14-speaker Harman Kardon audio system complete the premium experience. In the second row, the bench seat offers enough legroom for full-size adults to sit comfortably with room to cross their legs. The seats slide forward and back to manage third-row access. Heated and ventilated second-row seats on the top trim is new for this generation. VW is clearly paying attention to what Kia and Toyota have been doing and matching them directly. B-pillar mounted vents replace the old center console units. Tri-zone climate control, manual privacy shades standard across all trims, and a household power outlet back there make the middle row genuinely livable on long drives. The third row is where the Atlas has always outperformed most of the segment, and this generation keeps that advantage. At 5'7" with the second row slid forward a bit, there is real legroom, adequate headroom, and a view out the window that does not feel like you are riding in a submarine. 2 additional USB-C ports back there, cup holders, and properly usable headrests mean this third row is legitimately adult-capable. That is rarer than it should be at this price point. Here is what you actually need to know before you consider buying. The 2027 Atlas arrives at dealerships in fall of this year. Pricing is unconfirmed, but expect the range to open somewhere above the current $30,500 base and push towards $60,000 at the top. That is competitive, and with everything Volkswagen is making standard equipment here, the value case is genuinely strong compared to what rivals charge for equivalent features. The real decision you are making is this. If you need a 3-row family SUV right now, the 2027 Atlas is a serious contender. More power than most of the segment, a premium interior without premium pricing, and a practicality focus that covers real family needs rather than just spec sheet numbers. If fuel efficiency and hybrid technology are non-negotiable, wait. That powertrain is coming, but you are likely looking at 2030 or later. If you want to know exactly how this Atlas stacks up once we get full pricing, e-pay numbers, and a real-world drive, this channel covers that kind of ownership-focused detail on every major vehicle. Hit subscribe so you do not miss it when that review drops. That is the kind of information that saves you money before you sign anything.